The Magicians includes multiple exciting characters who appear in one season, rather than having longer stints on the show. The sci-fi series ran from December 2015 to April 2020, releasing one season each year. The story follows the adventures of the students Quentin, Penny, Katie, Elliot, Margot, and Alice at a magical graduate school called Breakbills University. This group and Quentin's best friend Julia get entangled with the world of Fiery, outlined in the in-universe children's books Fiery and Further. While the best characters in the series are undoubtedly the main ensemble, The Magicians is known for having fleshed out, interesting characters who don't appear in all the seasons. Examples include Marina and Fun, both of whom are fan favorites with complex personalities. Still, many of the most compelling and narratively important characters appear in just one season. Poppy Klein is one of the most chaotic and entertaining side characters in The Magicians, only appearing in 4 episodes across the series but being incredibly memorable. Felicia Day does a great job of flipping between the innocent persona the character shows first and Poppy's actual personality, which is mischievous and morally complex. The writers developed her as an unreliable narrator with the ability to manipulate everyone around her, making Poppy more fun to watch. It's nearly impossible to tell when she's being honest and when she's lying, which makes it easy to question everything she says. Additionally, Poppy serves as a nice counterbalance to Quentin because he believes himself to be moral and righteous. This chemistry and their quick fling helps Quentin get over the grief of Alice and the rejection from Elliot. If it weren't for Poppy's betrayal and the depression monster, the two would have made for an interesting couple. Moreover, her knowledge of dragons helps build the lore of Fiery and the larger world of the Magicians. These additions to the story make her one of the best characters from a single season. The Magicians does a good job of creating villains who are as captivating as they are terrible. The Fairy Queen is a perfect example of this type of character. Most of the time, the Fairy Queen acts in a barbaric way, but there is a certain honor in her behavior. She follows a strict set of rules, no matter how inhumane they may seem. Even when it doesn't benefit her, she stays true to her word, rather than reneging. Later in her character arc, the Magician's main characters learn why exactly the Fairy Queen is so harsh and legalistic. The Fairy Queen carries the trauma and burden of her people in a way that's unfathomable for most of the other characters, so they see her in a solely negative light. Humans, like Margot and Fun, hunted her species into near extinction, which could explain some of the ire she holds for them. Moreover, the fairy deals are the only reason the fairies stayed alive in the past, explaining why the Fairy Queen upholds them so strictly. All of these elements soften the image of the Fairy Queen. In the end, she's also willing to lay down her life to save the estranged members of her community, making her one of the most respectable characters who only appears in one season of The Magicians.